Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. We are 4 Pismp Tesl students, June 2020 intake from Institute of Teacher Education Tuanku Bainon campus will present our Kppb Showcase 2021. So let's meet our advisor and the presenters. Okay, so this is the interdisciplinary courses for 3 Pismp Tesl, which consists of TSLB 3073, Teaching of Reading and Writing Skills in the Primary ESL Classroom, and also TSLB 3243, Children and Literacy, with the big idea, language and literacy are complementary to one another, and below are the essential questions. And this is the coursework task for TSLB 3073. This is the coursework task for TSLB 3243. And these are the CLO, where for TSLB 3073, we have to design materials for teaching reading and writing skills in the primary ESL classroom. And for the other course, we have to create 2 age-appropriate activities to match with the materials that we have designed. Moving on to student learning model. Okay, so the first one is relationship, where we have strengthened our relationship with lecturers, peers, and also our juniors, because the cooperation among us strengthen our understanding and trust. And also we put aside the seniors, juniors title, because for us, hierarchy is not a measurement of ability, since we value each and everyone's potentials and personalities. We also build a good relationship with students from IPG campus Kota Baru, Indonesia, and also Mexico. The second one is learning to learn. We are able to voice out our opinions as co-learners and co-designers because we have the autonomy and ownership in our learning. We learn and improve so much through lecture and peer feedback, as well as self-assessment. And also we join webinars, workshops, we read journals, articles, and ebooks to gain more knowledge. And lastly, aspiration. We extended our learning by joining Convention Inovasi Ipgktb 2021. We are also in the process to come out with student voice book. And we had a session, namely my top 3 aspirations, with all committee members to get a clearer picture of what they want to achieve in life. And in relation to the learning partnership program that we had contributed in so far, we would like to extend the learning partnership in a bigger scale. So for example, with Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Mexico. So these are the evidence for my top 3 aspirations.
Okay, moving on to design learning model, we have 4 elements that contribute to deep learning. And the first one is pedagogical practices, where our lecturer has taught a lot of things, like we share our opinions and our perspective toward the subjects that we have learned. And actually in the pedagogical practices, we collaborate with our peers to share ideas and giving feedbacks. And through the group work, we actually come up with a authentic and also rigorous tutorial task. And this is where we love to share our things. So for the learning partnership, we actually have an amazing opportunity to produce student voice book together with 4 Pismp Tesl students of Ipgktb. And our lecturer are the one who poured their heart and soul in guiding us throughout the process. And as you guys can see here, this is the learning partnership, the connection between the community and also IPGM. And this is where we connect with the entire world. Okay. So this is the evidence of learning partnership. As you guys can see here, there's a lot of things that we have experienced throughout the last semester. Okay, moving on to the leveraging digitals, we actually learned technology course the last semester, and it gives us the opportunity to learn more deeply on making a website, taking various camera shots, and organize different type of sounds like a composer. And we actually apply in our drama course for dramatization. And actually our drama lecturer feel very in awe because they feel that we have actually cooperate what we have learned in technology into the dramatization, and there's a lot of skills that we actually apply in the dramatization, and we able to communicate, we connect and collaborate, create, and we use learning tools and teaching tools in the digital platforms to make a very positive and great outcome. Okay, so for the learning environment, we actually very grateful because we're surrounded by supportive and great lecturers and peers. And for our lecturer, they try to give more attention to toward our social emotional learning, because that is one of the way to show empathy and spread positivity. And we actually feel very blessed to have good lecturer like that, because they always give us their attention toward our social emotional learning. So I think that it's
All right, now moving on into the Triple E framework. So in the Triple E framework, there are three main components, which are engagement, enhancement, and also extension, which made out of the Triple E framework. So now, first of all, let us have a look at the engagement. So instead of just sitting and in front of laptop staring at the stand and Google Meet screen, we eventually are given time on task for us to do meaningful, authentic, and rigorous tasks that help us to improve the 6 global competencies. So, all right. And then we also use PADAC instead of, rather than using, the PowerPoint slides, which are very plain and very, overused. And now we want to try something else. And luckily we have these PADAC slides that promotes two-way communication, in which we are able to be given chance to respond to the prompt, to the questions, to the ideas, and give our ideas and perspective. And then there are also like different kind of a myriad of features and tools, like draggable actions. We can draw and put lines and do a lot of things with a PNX, and we also are able to communicate with multimodality to multiple audiences for multiple purposes. And moving on into the enhancement stage, we are able to scaffold our learning with the aid of different kind of tools that are very helpful during our learning in online situation. And first of all, we have Book Creator in order for us to create a digital scrapbook for us to compile, share, and present ideas. Secondly, we have Google Doc and Google Slides, Canva. And what I like about Google Docs, Slides, and Canva is that we are able to use these tools to collaborate on the spot. We can see each other edits being changed over the time synchronously. So that is how we are able to further our collaboration in a more organized and quick manner, so we can get prompt responses. And thirdly, we are given chances to create a lot of instructional media like video, audio, graphic organizers, posters and videos and other medias, and do a lot more things. And we create graphic organizers and publish it on Padlet, so further discussions and peer assessment can happen in the Padlet. We also create audios and videos, especially for the virtual drama performance. All right, next please. And the last one is extension. Our learning do not stop once we level up, but we branch out to more learning processes that we can uncover. So fortunately, we were invited to participate in a sharing session with the Language Access Center at Universitas PJRI Kanjuruhan, Malang, Indonesia. And we go with Umi, Farhana, and I, along with our junior, who is Sasabella. We get to conduct a session and talk about what is agreement, disagreement, and sustain a conversation to uncover more perspective. The experience of using GatherTown as an activity for the lesson plan is now extended to use it as a platform to conduct a session with the students. As you can see here, so we use it for the activities for our lesson plan, and now we are using it for the student works project to help us to communicate, help us to collaborate, and ease the process of having the breakout rooms to be making it more easier. And lastly, technological tools that we employ are used in live matters. So that's it. Next.
Now let's take a look at the 3R model: rigor, relevance, and relationship. Next. So as we can see here, rigor, it helps to trigger curiosity among students to explore the surrounding. As evidence, Fu and I attended the Vibes program as Green Mentors organized by WWF to explore more options. Rigor also encourages to produce more innovative ideas, age-appropriate ideas, activities, and also lesson plans for the kids. And lastly, most importantly, this component, rigor, challenged us to think in higher order thinking skill. So now we can take a look at the relevance. So we can see here the materials created are very relevant and also suitable to the current situation. As we can see here, for evidence, we can see online or remote learning, technological elements. All these elements are used, and we understood it very well because of the component relevance. And now, lastly, the most important component of 3R model is relationship. So as students, we were able to have meaningful cooperation to produce the best results. We were also able to build constructive, ethical, jovial, and also supportive friendships with our friends, with our peers, group mates, within the campus or with other campuses or universities in a very big scale, like with other countries as well.
Next, I'll be explaining about the 6 global competencies. So the first C is critical thinking. So throughout the Kppb process, it is undeniable that our critical thinking skills has been improved tremendously. For example, we learn to think critically when we are doing coursework that requires us to produce materials that need to be used for the lesson plan. We need to ensure that the materials used are suitable for the student's age and the topic that will be taught during the lesson. The second C is creativity. So from critical thinking, we were able to improve our creativity. We improve our creativity from laying out all the ideas, combining and evaluating our ideas to create a new product. For example, we have further planned our performance kit from the previous semester to turn it into a digitalized version of the performance kit. We have also joined an innovation competition and created the DLC model that helps with our creativity. Another evidence that can be seen is during our dramatization, creating Google Sites for learning package. Moving on, is the third C, which is collaboration. So throughout the semester, we have collaborated with various people from different states and countries. We have collaborated with lecturers, peers, and expertise. As an evidence, we have collaborated with our lecturers and experts to help us produce our innovation, which is the DLC model. We also collaborated with the Language Access Center at Universitas PGRI Kanjuruhan Malang, Indonesia for their Conversation Week program. We were asked to facilitate a conversation session pertinent to the topic about their experience in learning English. We also had a Kppb sharing session with IPG Kota Baru campus and IPG Tuanku Bayu campus. And moving on to the fourth C is communication. We were able to communicate effectively despite using different modes of communication and having to communicate with different languages. We have learned to adjust ourselves in communicating with the students and lecturers from Universitas PGRI Kanjuruhan Malang, Indonesia by learning and understanding the Indonesian language. Throughout our collaboration with Universitas, we also use Google Meet, WhatsApp, and Zoom to communicate with each other. We also use the Microsoft Teams as our platform to handle the Kppb sharing session with IPG Kota Baru campus. And the fifth C is citizenship. So from all our collaboration and learning partnership, we were able to widen our view and perspective in various aspects, such as culture and the education system in other countries. For example, we can see the differences between our culture and the education system in Funchesa, Tijuana, Mexico, and Universitas PGRI Kanjuruhan Malang, Indonesia. And lastly is character. So throughout the process, we could see our growth as an individual, from someone who is timid and anxious to someone that can communicate with others. We were able to overcome our fear by doing the Kppb sharing session with IPG Kota Baru campus. Next.
Okay, now I'm going to go through the new products and also knowledge that we have got. So this is the materials. Next. These are the activities for lesson plan. Next. These are the digital box game. Next. These are the Google site. Next. These are the video. Next. This is the digital scrapbook. Next. This is the student voice hub. Next. And this is the student voice book. Next. Okay, so the strength and challenges that we have got is the first challenge is assimilating ideas that vary from one another. The second is virtual environment and less genuine interaction. The third one is punctuality and time management as everyone has their own commitment. And the fourth one is poor and unstable internet connection. So the strengths are we are able to undertake various challenges while juggling with academic matters. Second is consider using Gathertown to ease communication and also collaboration. Third is workflow is driven by proper management. And the fourth one is directive and sharp vision and also objectives.
So now we can take a look at the suggestions for improvement. So we require to present social emotional learning in order to ensure well-being of students. We also require for an in-depth training on how both critical thinking and also creativity can be fostered with guided scaffold and also explicit through process. So we should not just improve these skills by completing the task. So we will also can advocate aspirations like my top 3 aspirations, especially with the committee members for them to get a clearer insight of their future. And also always dare to take risk it's very important. We should get out of our comfort zone and aim for the highest for our self-development. So we do not limit ourselves because of the insecurities or fears. Thank you very much.